Hi, this is author-philosopher Ronald E. Springer of EthicsUnderground.com here to continue the reading of Moral Armor, Chapter 9, Part 2, The Spirit Murderer's Cognitive Index. Please hit like and subscribe before we dive in. Spirit murderers reach every level of intellect, as their default is one of cowardice, not of mental efficiency. At the 1-2 level, their crimes are crude, material damage, rape, fraud, robbery, and murder. While their institutions are likewise crude, kept in motion with confused ideologies such as the religious fanaticism of terrorists, the racial supremacy of the neo-Nazis and the Ku Klux Klan, the government paranoia of small-town militias, and the cling factor of teens in street gangs. Fortunately, with an air of instability and no productive medium to display any value in their activities, they never gain any trust or public acceptance. They hate other races, other countries, other sports teams, and other car manufacturers. They must choose sides regardless of whether a choice is necessary, and their answer to those who chose differently is violence. At the 3-4 level, their crimes achieve the same ends, but are better thought out. Their organizations are functional, though destructive, such as Social Security, organized crime, and labor unions. Their justifications appear semi-viable as they complete the cognitive structure, though often with great error. Their ideas often endure, as they've reached the level of abstraction where they can shield the causes of their effects with propaganda, while their victims often haven't reached that level. Many institutions, labor unions for example, have spirit murderers at all levels, from the lowest who enforce their principles, to the middle who are typically silent cowards, to the party leaders who generate the twisted logic that permits their extortions. Spirit murderers at the 1-4 level are a tangled mess, as steps are deleted or replaced with social substitutions. Their ingrained denial is invisible to them, so every unseen premise hits them like a car wreck. Quite entertaining to witness, actually. 6-8 level spirit murderers see what the tangles are for, and guide the process to ends of their choice. All waste precious energy. If the mind is busy defrauding, it's missing a lot. Every leak must be plugged with an excuse, spending much more energy than life consonants would, and dropping them a few notches on the scale. 6-8 level spirit murderers are very rare. Most kill themselves upon full acceptance of their own futile discourse. The rest of the fear-driven have shut down access to that depth and never get past functional neurosis, but exceptions do exist. Their rarity indicates safety, but one is enough to alter the course of mankind, especially when the indeterminate is permitted in any part of the self-made's cognitive process. Spirit murderers at the 6-8 level can have a global impact, such as Hitler, Marx, and Kant. The sophistication of their crimes can be so complex that at times the results can never be traced back to their source. National and world institutions such as communism, fascism, and altruism can determine civic and moral inertia, harming millions at a time. They are responsible for initiating wars, unsound currency control, irrational law, and assassinations, all serving the same end as the lowest, satisfying the desire for the undeserved. To him, his competence justifies submission on the part of others. His intellectual superiority once established is to be obeyed, not questioned. He doesn't believe the fraud of his own dogma as the lower levels need to. He sees the true intention, the true victim, and the focus of his hate is clear. At the 6-8 level, he knows exactly what he's doing and can efficiently calculate his butchery. A 6-8 spirit murderer's motive will be to see how low he can drive others, how much he can inflict, and how thoroughly he can control them. He wants to look down on all of mankind from a point of superiority as the king or queen of pretense, all subject to his unsolicited kindness, all subject to his impotent wrath. Even his power is a substitute for our kind, the kind that draws followers. His requires motivation from the other side, a bayonet. The 1-4 level mistakes he makes are intentional. It's a good joke on the rest of the world to enshrine the lowest and allow it to run amok. Fortunately, the fear-driven don't usually rise to any significant level in society. By the anti-virtue of self-limitation, they stay on the bottom, fearing to be measured alone. While all spirit murderers dream of 6-8 level conquests, 1-2 level action is typically settled for. Yet their anti-thinking still infests better minds through the associations of unproductive spouses with the productive and the social circles they inhabit. It's not difficult to sort out who is who. In determining the character and worth of another, the question to ask yourself is, did this person earn his or her own sustenance, or are they riding someone? And no, Housewives and socialites don't count as workers if divorce or disinheritance is the only way to be fired. A person's respect for values, true respect, is made most glaringly evident when losses can be real, when there is no safety net devised outside of one's own ingenuity. The preservation of an individual, his thought and application, is never to be a joint effort between men. The only proper way to develop sound moral judgment and secure the personal worth of an individual is for each to carry his own burdens of life. Most individuals are a mix of both sides, a mix of attributes of value among attributes of harm. All have a central theme and intention, which overall places them on the side of good or the side of evil. Those of the lowest cognitive structural adherence are the most consistently evil, the spirit murderers. As this section deals with harmful attributes, expect no positive feelings. Their scale of intimacy is a scale of enemies. Their scale of emotion is a scale of negatives. The motive behind every action is the inverse of all that sanity indicates, and the closer you get, the more destructive they are. That's all for now. Next up is melding cognition with interaction. I split these videos up by subject so you'd have a better chance of finding moral armor, and then perhaps go through the whole thing for free. Why? To help create a leader in every life. Sound civilization stair-steps up from sound coherence to sound individual to productive groups of mature individuals. Self-hatred drives fear-driven people in our world to wipe out the individual, so we all need moral armor to protect ourselves and the future of mankind. Click subscribe and leave a thumbs up if you'd like to help wipe out moral confusion fast and make the world a better place.